and the fear that pot could be grown in people's front or backyards thanks to the vagueness of the term residence in Proposition 19. Okay, so now we've got both sides of the debate. Now I want to talk to some people who are on either side of it. Dan Newman is with the organization Yes on Prop 19. Roger Salazar is with the organization No on Prop 19. Thank you to both of you for at least having names that make sense on the topic. Dan, let's start with you. Who are the groups in support of Proposition 19 right now?
Well, some of the leaders in the campaign have been the law enforcement community, retired police chiefs, sheriffs, people who have been on the front lines of California's failed war on marijuana. They've seen it firsthand. They've seen that the status quo isn't working, that California's war on marijuana has failed. Because right now it's easier for teenagers to buy pot than beer, and that marijuana has usually passed through the hands of an illegal drug cartel who profits from the sale. So what Prop 19 will do will be allow local communities to control and tax marijuana in a manner similar to alcohol and tobacco, so that police can focus on violent crime, so that we can weaken the drug cartels, and importantly, to generate billions of dollars for local communities.
Roger, you were shaking your head when he talked about who's supporting it.
Well, it's because they claim that the law enforcement is supporting it. Basically, they've got a couple of retired judges and retired district attorneys and a couple of retired folks. But the folks who are actually online, the active law enforcement officers in California, oppose it. The California Police Chiefs Association, the California district attorneys, the California Highway Patrol. All of these folks understand that there are some tremendous risks that are still involved, especially with the way this initiative is written, especially with a lot of the loopholes that are written in that allow for people to basically smoke marijuana before they get behind the wheel. They don't set any sort of limits as to they don't set any standard for what constitutes under the influence. And if you're an employer, you're concerned about it because you especially if you run a transportation type of operation, because people can get stoned before they come to work and drive in vehicles that you own or that they're transporting goods up and down the state.
Now Dan's shaking his head. What's the safety issue? How do you deal with what Roger's talking about?
Well, there's always been a lot of scare tactics and fear-mongering on this issue, but, I'm actually astonished. What I think I hear my friend Roger advocating for is banning beer, because, of course, by the same logic, a bus driver could have 6 beers before he went to work. Of course, driving under the influence.
And DUI is still a problem here in California.
19. Absolutely, and therefore should we ban beer?
No, again, but I'm why compound the problem is the point. But I also think that there are other things, Ollie, that we're concerned about. There are other things that we're concerned about. For example, again, the proponents of this initiative claim that it'll bring, millions and billions of dollars to the state, when that's actually not the case. In fact, the State Board of Equalization did an analysis of this initiative, and if this initiative were passed the way it's written right now, there's actually nothing in there that would allow for. There's nothing in there that would bring a single dime to city, state, or local governments unless some additional action is taken. But what would be legal is the possession, the use, the transportation, the growing of 25 square feet of marijuana in your yard. All of those things would be
Roger,
legal, and we wouldn't collect any taxes until somebody takes some additional action. It sounds
to me, Roger, like you're saying, maybe I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you're saying that you might actually be able to support something like this. It seems that it's not meaty enough for you. It doesn't have enough stuff in it. Could you support the legalization of marijuana if there were all these safeguards in place?
Yeah, I think there are folks that are a part of our coalition that run the gamut. There are folks who are anti-legalization, and there are folks who would say, all right, we could do this if you did it the right way. And unfortunately, this is not the right way to do it. And it's not just me saying this. Every single May daily newspaper in California has looked at this issue and
for a quick response to that, Dan,
because of the same reasons.
Just give me a quick answer to the issue that you might get more supporters if it were structured differently.
It's very meticulously and carefully crafted. Honestly, the marijuana market exists in California. It's a $14 billion market. It's California's largest cash crop. Yet all of that revenue and all of those jobs goes to illegal drug cartels and violent drug gangs. Let's take those jobs and take those monies away from the criminals and give them to California families and communities.
I appreciate the respectful debate you guys have had with each other and in helping my viewers understand this a little better. Thanks to both of you. Dan Newman with Yes on Prop 19, live from San Francisco. Roger Salazar, No on Prop 19, live from Sacramento. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you again.
Thank you.
Mind your own business.